How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 13 of Mail and Hobby Talk. We got some cards to look at. We got some topics to cover. Thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. We're going to jump right in with some mail. First up, we had this gold parallel out of Donruss 2021. And I don't remember exactly what they call this in Donruss. I know in Revolution they call this pattern infinite. You can see it there. Really quite nice. For those of you who don't know, I do go after Gary Harris. He's a big PC of mine. So you're going to see quite a few Gary Harris cards in this installment's mail. But yeah, this one is out of 10. Really nice card. And this was his time on the Nuggets. I do tend to focus more on Gary Harris cards when he played for the Nuggets, but I do have a couple Magic cards once he was traded, but mostly go after these Nuggets cards. Next up, we have this Antonio McDyess authentic fabric, so jersey autograph here. And you can see that maybe has a little couple pieces of red in it. I don't know if that flaked off from another part of the jersey. It looks like maybe the jersey they show on the card is the one they used. Not quite sure. These are numbered to 100. This was out of 2004 Upper Deck. I don't know if this was 03, 04, 04, or 05. Not quite sure. But yeah, these are pretty nice. SP game used. Now we're going to jump into my first topic. I think a lot of you that have recently subscribed probably came in from the Geoff Wilson Has He Made Money on Cards video I did. Going back, a week and a half ago now, maybe even longer than that. Interestingly enough, he did acknowledge the $1 million loss, or the alleged $1 million loss, as we'll put it, because we don't quite know if he's ever going to prove otherwise. I highly doubt it. So he did create an Instagram post, probably not even acknowledging my video, but Sports Card Radio did mention me on one of their lives. Really appreciated that, as it got a lot of people to view the video, which is the overall goal. And I got some subs out of it, so if you did come in over from Sports Card Radio, I appreciate it. I did get coverage by other channels. EDI Sports Cards as well covered my video, so shout out to him. And like I said in his Instagram post, it was kind of funny because, first of all, his big flex there was posting a card that he doesn't own. So I thought that was kind of funny. But also, he said that the $1 million loss was false. So, you know, I put in there, I trying to remain kind of neutral on this. I said that if anything in my tracker was not accurate, you did sell cards, let me know. I just asked him to provide a source for that. I'll be happy to update that sheet. There's really nothing in there that can't be adjusted based on actual sales that he had. So as of now, I have not received an email. I have not received a reply here from him. But if he does want to reach out, hey, got no problem adjusting the data. I do feel like a lot of people that follow him and want to see him do no wrong will just ignore this data. But again, it's out there. I think that's the point here. We got it out there. People are talking about it. We can go reference it at any time. And I may do an updated video here. I'm going to give it a little bit of time because I got a little bit burnout like watching all those videos and putting all that data together. I will probably do a follow-up. I have found some other cards that he had purchased and maybe some more relevant comps. I really wanted to do more or less a one-to-one comp for everything in there. So if it was a PSA 10, I wanted to find another PSA 10 sale. I didn't want to do a PSA 9 and kind of split the difference. Or let's say it was like a BGS 9.5 and the card that he purchased was actually a BGS 10. Or even there's maybe one or two examples in there where it was like a BGS 10 black label. I didn't want to go out and comp just any 10 if it was a black label, because you know that's a bit special in the hobby to get something like that. Same thing with like PSA 10s as opposed to 9s or whatever. So I really wanted to find that one-to-one comparison. I think I might have at least two that we can update there. If anybody has any more recent purchase data, throw it my way. I'd be happy to take a look at it. All right, getting back to mail. Another Gary Harris. As I told you, there's going to be some Gary Harris cards in here. Guy on Instagram, I'm forgetting your name and I apologize, sent me a heads up on this one. This is actually, I think I'll buy it now. I will say I don't remember exactly what I paid for this one. I want to say it's between 30 and 40. But this is out of 1819 National Treasures. And I did have a shot at the 101 of this. I think it showed up about 2 years ago when prices were crazy. So I did not win that one, but I consider this like a consolation prize, more or less. The patch on that 101 was maybe a bit nicer, but this one is nice as well. And I always kind of wondered, what are these, the colossal patch auto cards out of National Treasures that year. I thought the design was really cool. And next up we have this 0304 Platinum Medallion. Probably the weakest year of Platinum Medallions, to be honest. As you can see, there's not much going on besides the Platinum Medallion lettering there, and then they had this like die cut on the card. But these were numbered out of 100. I do go after these for Nuggets team sets from all years that they release Platinum Medallions. So I needed this one for one of my sets. So happy to pick that one up. At some point I'll probably go over those binders with my Nuggets team sets from like the 90s into the early 2000s. Pretty fun. Next topic. We've got Prizm Monopoly. What do I think about these? I think we're getting back to the days of like flipper hoarder mentality with people stockpiling these. I don't know. Maybe these will be quite desirable in the future. I don't really believe that to be the case. I'm just going to say that now. I think it's kind of cool that they actually have some of the lower numbered cards like that you can pull retail. That's pretty cool. So I saw somebody pull like a Steph Curry 101 out of like a box they bought at Target. That's pretty neat. I think people are getting a bit hyped because of that, because prior to that, you couldn't pull a whole ton from retail from some of these Panini releases, right? So I think now that we have the ability to do that in a retail product, that's kind of neat for people. Overall, I think the cards themselves don't really appeal to me. I think the design is kind of bland, and if I'm going to buy a Prizm card, I don't necessarily just want to have the Monopoly logo on it. That's just me. I don't know. It does lead me to believe that a lot of people are going to be buying these to flip, and they're going to be late to the game if they don't sell really quick. It's more of like get in, get out type of thing. I don't see really the benefit of buying a blaster box for $30 and then selling it for 40. I think the effort that goes into that is a little outweighs the benefit that you can get. I'm just guessing here. There's 40, maybe they're moving them for 50. I don't really know. But it doesn't seem like a good long-term play to me. But again, do you think it's kind of cool that you can pull those low number parallels out of a retail product? That is pretty neat. All right, next up, I got a big lot of the Royal Bengals T68 cards that if you guys follow me, you know I've been going after these. I show them off in a lot of my Mail and Hobby Talk videos of the last couple months. I won all of these cards for, it was like $36, probably 40 shipped around there. Most of them are the Royal Bengals little cigars. If you want to know the difference between, they have a couple different variations. Like there's the little cigars, there's the Panhandle Scrap, which is like chewing tobacco. I don't know if any of the Panhandle Scrap was in this lot, but either way, you can go back to some of my other Mail and Hobby Talks where I go over those variations. I'm more or less just putting an anything goes set together, so it doesn't matter what product it came out of. I just want to get the card itself. Notables from this one being this awesome Paul Revere. This is actually a double. I have another one of these. I think it might be the Panhandle Scrap version, actually. I'm forgetting. But yeah, Paul Revere, the Midnight Ride. Really cool card. And then this Tolstoy, the Man of Peace, Leo Tolstoy. Now, I do have this one as well as a graded copy. I think I've actually shown this off in one of my Mail and Hobby Talk videos as well. But yeah, this is an ungraded copy, going to go in the binder. And the graded copy, I think, was like a PSA, 3 or something. So this one's probably in worse condition. It's got that little stain on it. I don't really collect these for the condition, though. I'm more or less just going to put together a set, and if I can pick up a couple graded here and there, awesome. All right, now we're going to jump into something I forgot in my last episode. Everybody's favorite things that happened in junk slab era. And do you remember the retail box and blaster hoarding of 2020, 2021? I guess people think that the 2020 and 2021 retail hoarding quote-unquote investments are coming back with Monopoly Prizm. I don't think that to be the case, as I said before. But yeah, do you guys remember people posting these pictures nonstop of their retail stashes? They go in and clear out Target or Walmart, stack them on their shelves. I wonder how that stuff is doing nowadays. Probably not so well. But moving on, next up, we've got this really great 2013-14 Prizm Gold of Kenneth Fareed from my friend Pivo Cards on Instagram. Jacob, thank you again, man. We worked out a deal for this one. These are the gold out of 10. I did need this one for my set. So really appreciate him working out a deal for this one with me. And last couple cards here. We're going to show off this one, and then we're going to get into one topic, and then we'll end with the last two there. But this is the penmanship rookie card out of Paramount. And these were numbered out of 49, 1 out of 49. This is Gary Harris rookie year, 2014-15. Jumping into auction reviews. Big shout out to Cal's Cards and Rare23Air.83 on Instagram. I think they do a really good job covering a lot of these auctions. We're still seeing cards fall, but we're still seeing high prices. You know, I think a lot of people are stuck around in the hobby. They're still collecting, which is great to see. Stuff like Luka not making the playoffs has really hurt his card prices. I believe that they were way too high in the beginning, regardless. Not in the beginning, but more or less in like 2021. You know, those prices got insane. We're seeing those drop. It's just inevitable. I don't know if he'll ever reach those prices again. I mean, what would the guy really have to do? Win 5+ championships, win MVP? You know, he's gonna have to really work for some of those prices to come back. A lot of his stuff just got shot up to unrealistic values, in my opinion, and now we're seeing him come back down to earth. Anyway, moving on, we are going to jump back into the last two cards I got here. Really excited about this one. This is the Paramount. This is the 14-15 Paramount 101 autograph of Gary Harris. Really happy to have picked this one up. Those of you know this time period, they just did like the blackout logos. If you look at it from this angle, it just looks like these black boxes, almost not very appealing. But they do have, you know, the rookie card shield here and the Paramount logo in the black foil. I prefer the years after this where they started going with the more blue holo foil. Those ones look a lot better. But anything for Gary Harris did have these. I have another one or two 101s out of 14-15 where they did those blackout logos. Is what it is, but really happy to have picked this one up. Right around 65, I think, for this. Pretty awesome. Happy to have grabbed that one. And last up, we have one. I've been wanting one of these for a while. I think they're just awesome cards. This is the 99 Finest Dunk Masters Refractor. These are at a 150. This one of Antonio McDyess, another player that I PC. But I don't pick up a whole ton of his cards because they have shot up in value. And I think 90s cards in general have shot up in value even this last year. And that shows me signs of a strong collecting community. Really awesome to see. We talk about prices going down. We talk about a lot of the influencers who have lost money on cards or helped get us to the point where we're at now, where a lot of the people that bought the overhyped cards are getting out and losing money. But at the same time, stuff like this, you know, card and more or less the cards from the 90s, people are really gravitating towards. And I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. That shows me, again, that collectors are in the space again. It's really awesome to see. I try to focus my channel more for collectors. Now, I will occasionally do things that cover broader topics like I do like to cover in these Mail Hobby Talk. I do like to do one-offs like I did the Geoff Wilson investment tracker, my collecting cards after the boom, things of that nature. But ultimately, I am just a collector. I like to collect cards. That's mainly what you're going to see on this channel. Stay tuned. I do have a video on cracking out some slabs. I'm not going to crack this one, but I do have a PSA, a BGS, and a CSG that I recently picked up that we're going to crack out, show you the way to do it correctly without damaging the card, and then the reasons you might want to crack your card. So that's coming up. Once again, I want to thank you guys for watching these videos. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. And I will catch you on the next one.